Korey, I make it 10 consecutive starts at right back for you. At what point are we having to change the description, change the Wikipedia page for you?
I don't know, I mean, I'm on nearly 500 games, so I don't know if I have to equal it out, I'm not sure. Yeah, no, obviously I'm doing a job for the team. The gaffer obviously has asked me to play there, and I'm just trying to do the best I can for however long I'm asked to do it, so yeah.
What are the challenges of playing a different position at this stage of your career? 500 games, as you say.
I mean, obviously it's a completely different role, you know, more the games in front of you, not as much back to play, and maybe not as much kind of like them battling in the middle and second balls and all that kind of stuff. But to be fair, you know, I quite enjoy it as well. It's something different, you know. Having played a lot of games in midfield, I'm quite enjoyed trying something different. And obviously, I've never been like on that back four thing when they're all like, clean sheets, that now, you know what I mean? We come in the other day and I was like, yeah, clean sheet. And I was like, yeah, you know, like jumping on that one a little bit. But yeah, it's different. But you know, I am getting older. I'm 31 now, so it's good to have another position in my locker, and you know, I feel comfortable playing there and doing a job there, and hopefully I can carry on helping the team.
It's funny you mentioned the clean sheet thing. I was walking past the clean sheet wall earlier, which is growing all the time. Do you take sort of extra pleasure then being a part of the defence at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, I try not to look too much at stats, and I'm one that kind of likes to look forward and just concentrate on the next game and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I've never, like I said just before, I've never really, like, obviously I want the team, and as a team keeping a clean sheet's great, but obviously for a goalkeeper and a back four, it's always a bigger thing. So yeah, last few games I've kind of got into that little thing of coming in and saying yes, clean sheet lads, you know. So yeah, listen, I'm enjoying it, and you know, I'm just grateful if I'm on the pitch and playing football, I'm grateful.
And you'll know, of course, that a clean sheet is a, you know, an entire team effort anyway. And you've become, over the last couple of months, really tough to beat, this team. Yeah,
100%. Obviously, I think everyone knows the Gaffer's teams where he's been at before. Always tough to play against, work hard, and it's not easy to score goals against them because they do work that hard. So, you know, it's something he's trying to install in us. Obviously, we've got a lot of work to do still, but I definitely think that's something you can see has been an improvement. We're hard to beat, and I think any team that wants to go and do something has to start with that solid foundation of if you don't concede, you've always got a chance of winning the game. And obviously we've got quality players who can go and score goals and create chances. So for us, it's really important if we can be solid at the back. We know we've always got a chance to score a goal.
I wanted to talk to you about goals. I know you've never been prolific, but are you aware of when your last goal was?
About 3-4 years ago, maybe. I mean, I was injured for about 2 years, so probably longer than that.
Well, it was a good one. It was the Manchester United game in the Cup for Bristol City. You remember it well, or?
Yeah, I remember that a little bit. Like, you know, it was one of those. Happened every week, you know.
I think you've sort of preempted my next question, which is, do you think about these things at all? Because I know some players, when they go a while without a goal, it really plays on their minds.
To be honest, I've never really, like, obviously, listen, everyone wants to score goals, but to be honest, I've always been a bit of a team player. I've always played in a defensive midfield role, so my thing's always kind of been, you know, get on the ball, tackle people, and give it to the flair players who have kind of go on attack. And that's just, if we win the game, I've always been happy, and I've never really worried too much about that as long as my team's winning. But on the flip side, my son, he's not happy. You know what I mean? He's been getting on me for the last few years, like, Dad, like, what's going on? Like, when are you going to score? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, no, I'd love to, listen, everyone wants to score goals and stuff like that, so I'd love to get on the score sheet. I'm not the biggest, so I'm never up for set pieces either, so I'm always on the halfway lads that don't out for the tap-ins, but yeah, if I can get one, that'd be brilliant, obviously for myself, for the club, and for my my sons.
I wanted to mention them as well, actually, because the last time we spoke was just before the trip to Anfield, and they were very excited for the Liverpool game. What was their experience of the night? What was yours?
No, listen, that was an amazing experience for everyone. I think, obviously, first and foremost, for the club, I think the boys put on an amazing performance. Worked so hard, and I feel like it really set that foundation as well. Obviously, we had a few good games before. But it really, I feel like that game brought us together a little bit, you know, and showed that we can do something against the top team. So I think that was a really important game for us. Obviously, gutted to lose on penalties, but anything can happen. But yeah, on a personal level for the family, it's just special for their memories that live with people forever. You know, my uncle played for a team called Stevenage Borough, like when they was before they was in the Football League. And I remember they had an FA Cup game against Newcastle when I was probably about 7, maybe like my kid's age. And that's like one of my best memories as a kid, going up on the coach, going to watch my uncle play at Newcastle Stadium and seeing how big it was, and playing against Shearer, you know, and that's something that stayed with me forever. So hopefully it stays with them, and they really enjoyed it. Got to have the afternoon off school and a bit of a lay-in the morning, so yeah, it was worth it.
I remember reading an interview with Roger Federer where he talked about he wanted to keep playing long enough for his kids to see what he did. Are you the same in the sense of, do things feel more special now the kids are there and they understand what Daddy does?
100%. I think like you try and like show them little things that you've done in the past, or you know, like when we go visit my mum, she's got like a few of my medals and stuff, and you know the kids like to see them, but I want to be able to them to be there while that's happening, you know, and understand it. Like I was very young when I last, you know what I mean, done that, and you want them to be at that age where they can remember it and you know, something to look up to, and you know, make them proud, and that's what life's about, really, isn't it? You know, so yeah, it's, if we can do something in the next few years, that would be amazing.
Midway point of the season coming up, you're at Burton on Saturday, where you've been a couple of times previously, I think. What are you expecting from them?
Listen, we know it's obviously a derby as well, and that's gonna make the game even tougher. It's gonna be a big game. We know that they work hard. They've got some good, powerful players up the pitch, and we've done a lot of work on them this week. We've luckily had a clear week, which we haven't had many of, to work on them and how they play and how we're gonna counteract their game and try and win the game. And listen, you know, it's going to be a tough game, tight pitch, derby, and you know, we just got to be up for it and keep working hard as we are and stay together. You know, I think like you said, last whatever games, everyone's really come together. I think the fans can see we're moving in the right direction, and you know, we want to start hunting people down, and that's our aim at the moment.